last pick, he could have done it.
Remember the last time they picked Meepo? It was because they put the puck in the off lane. It was the Mizu puck.
Oh,
Was it actually?
Yeah, and I was like, puck off lane's trash. This game's gonna suck. And then they did it anyway and they owned.
And then I ate my words.
Yeah.
A little bit of hopium there for some...
Hopium. I'm huffing it right now. Let's go.
Meepo last pick. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can't say it's not going to be until it's either banned or they pick something else.
Y'all, they're trying to bait the anti-mage pick right now with this fuck.
Alright, I'm calling it right now that every agility carry that can't fight early is just trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Every single one.
Yeah, I respect it.
All of them.
Yep.
Ever.
Yeah, the ones that where you can't fight an item build where you can participate with 2 item timing, and one of those items has to be BKB. If you can't conjure a hero up that can do that, the hero's garbage.
Alright.
Fair enough. So just anti-mage, get him out.
Yep.
Do so.
Just him. Oh, well, do so, I mean, she should have won last game, let's be real.
Yeah, but...
She just chose not to. She could have.
It wasn't all the Deuce's fault, though, to be fair.
And that's true, they shouldn't have fought away from her, but she also could have fought with them. It was, it goes both ways. Takes 5 to lose.
It's a two-way
street. I mean, Deuce was not changed this patch. At the major, it sucked. I believe we saw it yesterday as well. It sucked. Hero just kind of sucks.
Yeah, but you're in Southeast Asia where Medusa kind of just
lost
like
2
wins.
games now.
Yeah, okay, and they should have won. Throwing doesn't count. So
since when?
Did it
since,
lose?
Since
I
right now.
Medusa yesterday won.
Did it?
Yeah.
Should have.
Oh.
It was on Talon. It was game 3.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, it did win that game.
Alright, pick it. Just pick it right now.
But that's
Slam
23 Savage. He can make it work.
Slam the rat. I'm telling you, this is a great game. They might wait for last pick.
CK. Alright.
They might wait for last pick. I respect that. But like, I feel like this is super abusable by summons in general on Fnatic. Like, if there's, Beastmaster's gone, Visage is gone, Lycan's still around. Although I don't really like Lycan into CK.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't think that's good. They could, God. Do you think Lone Druid would be good at all? Like into, I know, who was saying they really like into Storm and stuff.
Storm. Oh, Lone Druid's really good versus Storm.
Yeah.
Against all the spirit heroes. You have the Root, the Fear, your tanky. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just not that good for CK though.
That's the CK. CK's just a problem here, although he did get a little bit nerfed, but it was mostly like his laning, right? Just the
stun damage.
Yeah. And the lifesteal.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, you got that's pretty big actually. The stun is the same at max level, but the lifesteal continues all the way to max level, so that's just a late game nerf.
Do you think at this point, seeing these heroes, you want your Tiny to be a carry? I know they have Bloodseeker, but you could put it off lane. And Mizu's pretty flexible. Yeah.
I think they want to pick something that's just good versus CK.
What do you consider to be good?
I mean, I was gonna say Tide, Underlord, pretty good. They want some AoE. What else could they possibly do? I mean, it's just Bloodseeker doesn't seem like the hero. I mean, they could do Tiny carry versus CK. You're right. It's not bad. I just have not seen a carry Tiny in a long time.
Yeah. She's no longer a believer. So sad.
Yeah, I don't know if I am. It's honestly not a bad game for it, so I wouldn't hate it. They play... Oh, they play Naga, right? They can do the Naga offlane. I'd be down for that.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, that hero's good for CK.
Yes.
Because Miracle's on the team, right? Plays Naga.
You just said Miracle. He's actually not on this team. He's on
Miracle.
the other one.
Semantics.
Yeah.
No,
it was the accent.
No, I won it on Nigma.
Yeah. Or Fnatic need an offlane or two. Oh, they banned Mag. I really want to see Mag. I think Mag is so cool in the new patch.
I called it. There it is, the Tide as well.
New Ag. Sick. They're just taking every offlaner out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, Timber was also really good for them, but why would they ban Timber?
They banned Timber. They banned Magnus. They're gonna pick Meepo, guys. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not even gonna argue with you.
He's laughing. He's like, Okay, I don't know. They seem like they know what they want. Damn it!
And
No!
That is the weirdest looking meepo I've ever
He's
seen.
so blue.
That is the weirdest looking meepo I've ever seen, bro. Holy heck.
Yo, okay. I finished my tank of copium.
Yeah, and well, wouldn't you have it?
Damn it.
It's a Night Stalker. Shocker. Some wrap-up thoughts for you guys before I bring in the other two?
I love Legion Commander. I'm very excited to see Jabs play it. I love that hero. So she's been super ignored and neglected, so hype.
Excellent.
It's hard to formulate my thoughts. All I see is Raven just plays the same heroes this last patch, it looks like.
Okay.
And hopefully he loses so we see a new era of carries.
Jeez. You know what? I'll let you think about it a little bit more as Lyrical and Gods. I'll get them to join us. So Lyrical, you can give us some of your thoughts about this and if you're on the same train as Fear over here.
No, literally. Like, I was looking at it, and 3 of the 4 heroes they picked were all top 4 picked at the major. It's just like the same patch for Fnatic. Who cares? And I'm sorry, you know, Sheepo, they misclicked. They accidentally clicked Night Stalker instead of Meepo.
It's
you
so
know,
close
it
in the
happens.
alphabet, yeah.
Exactly.
Gods yourself, are you just as disappointed to not see the Meepo?
You know, I'm definitely sad. Meepo's always a little fun. NGX, they're the one team that sometimes bring it out. But we still got, 5 more weeks. So we got time for Meepo.
We got time.
We do have plenty more time. Maybe this is going to be the moment. But game number 2 is starting off, so please, Lyrical and Gods, take it away.
Thank you so much, Nat and panel. Yeah, some interesting things coming out from NGX at least. I felt like the Legion pick is one that's kind of unique and was a little bit trending in the right way. Do you like the hero at all right now? Do you like the draft, first of all?
Yeah, as much as it's one of those things where I look at Fnatic's draft and I'm like, yeah, I like this. It looks good. But then part of that is maybe bias from the last patch. A lot of these heroes have been nerfed. Basically 4 of their 5 heroes are heroes that got nerfed just today in the patch. At the same time, a lot of those nerfs were kind of small. Some of them, like the Storm one, pretty big. So we'll see. I think maybe part of this is, Fnatic, you're down a game. You just want to stick to your comfort zone. And yeah, these heroes got nerfed, but they're still on paper viable, at least until proven otherwise.
All right. Well, and it's going to be interesting to see, because I think that the Storm is the biggest question mark for me. Yeah, I remember like in the lead up to the Null Talisman like fiasco that we had, people were wondering like, all right, what's the build that you go on Storm now? Do you go Orchid because it's kind of like a lot worse on these like int heroes now than it previously was? Do you decide to go in for like just a Kaya first? So I really want to see what Armel's build is. It looks like at least right now he's queued up at least 1 Null Talisman, which isn't too surprising, but time will tell. A little bit of all check going on between the 2 teams, and he's going to be facing off against one of the hardest counters in the game in the Puck.
Yes, that does make his life hard, and I think at least a lot of the Storms I saw in SEA for at least a little while, like the first 3 or 4 weeks last year, they weren't totally abusing Null Talismans until later on when it kind of caught on a bit more. But like pre-minute 25, the SEA players really like the Witchblade. As this like extra bit of damage. I think Storm first 25 minutes can still be this aggressive playmaking hero. So I like the idea of Storm being more of a playmaker rather than this turtle hero, which is what the Null Talisman's allowed.
Okay. Well, it'll be good to watch. And I think that, there's obviously the Aghanim Scepter and the Overlord Shard and all that stuff that's been shown to be really, really cool nowadays. Is down bottom, you can see they're heading out to the laning stage already at the start. We'll see how they end up doing. And a toss back, not often seen there. Getting taken level 1 for Yokum.
I think that was a toss to try get the range creep deny. It looked like let's push Raven away from this creep. This Abaddon top is destroying DJ though. DJ may regret not going boots first. That used to be the build for 4-position Shaman. I guess he really wanted this magic stick, but Abaddon with this 325 base movement speed was just right-clicking him down.
Yeah, constant pressure. Very freaking annoying. And DJ has to just run away.
He may just die. He may have to TP.
Get there. He needs to run.
1 TP, Fairy Fire.
I mean, he does have Fairy Fire and stick charges, so I don't think that they kill him. But this still feels terrible to be down here as DJ now. Like, what are you going to do? I guess you got salve. All right, that's what you do.
Yep. Bring out the salve. He's like, this one's mine. We don't pull these anymore. It's the corpse.
Get the heck out of here. Well, cool stuff. And yeah, mid lane already bottle brought out for the Storm. Alacrity also picking up the bottle and forcing back DJ again. Level 2 now on the Abba and just not giving him a break at all.
Yeah. Now that with this passive coming into play, this is a very, very tough lane for the poor Shaman. He's trying to just block these camps up here, but he's just going to get constantly right-clicked.
Yeah, and forced again back. And of course, the big benefit for this too is that this is all extra, like, you know, thirst stacks for In Your Dream, who's having a pretty good lane so far. 11-2 versus the 4-1 on jabs.
Yeah.
I mean, and this has so often been that lane that Fnatic has relied upon to have like a ton of success.
Yeah,
Very
In Your
annoying.
Dream's effectively getting to play a 1v1 on the Bloodseeker with the kind of thirst bonus. Like, I feel like he's not being right-clicked at all by DJ this entire laning phase, which is usually the thing that makes Shaman 4 position so strong, is just being able to right-click these melee cores. But Boombui has done a great job of just zoning out this lane. Still early days though, so nothing, you know, this is not completely over. Jabs is very good in this Legion. He played it a lot last season, so definitely expecting him to have a good game, even if the lane doesn't go perfectly for him.
Right. Well, and you know, you can see equally that down bottom, Mizu's not having the best of times on the Night Stalker. 9-3 though, so some of those denies, and they're sort of contesting this stack and pull that was going on from Fnatic as well. Daniel is going to move on in and can maybe get a pull off here, although again, Yoakum's going to be there to contest it. But has the wave in a pretty nice place on Mizu, gets a deny there too. You can see the nerf to the damage coming out from the Chaos Bolt too, just barely tickling the Night Stalker.
Stupendous.
Cool play from the Storm. He goes and steals the enemy bounty rune. He's going to miss at least one. It looks like 2 creeps because of it, but one of the nice things you can do when you push out the wave is just go and steal those runes. But yeah, it does get 2 creeps denied, slash just, you know, he doesn't get XP for them at all, so not ideal.
Yeah, a little annoying. But again, very even across these lanes. Obviously going to wait for those level 6s to come online, and then if there's any dives, I guess the only lane that probably would be a really good rotation is you can see Boomboy move on over, and we'll be able to keep back that water rune. So Alacrity gets the 1 water rune, and now a bit of a battle going on. They will take out that Pugna ward, and then Alacrity back to his side of the river.
Yeah, they used the glyph to stop Armel pushing out the wave with his remnant. He was trying to push it out, and then go for a rune, but I think it's pretty even trade in the end because Armel didn't need the rune. He already took the enemy bounty rune, so he had a full bottle. So realistically, it was much more important that Alacrity secured a rune for himself, which he did.
Okay. And see, of course, that also means that Mizu has to farm a little bit more defensively. Also bringing out his own salves. Love to see it. And the triple bracer build out of the Night Stalker.
He's got a 4th one queued up. That's dedication to the bracer. This is like me when I was, you know, 3K noob trying to learn Dota. My friends were just like, just buy bracers. And I would like buy 5 braces boots. It was great, good times.
I mean, you look at him, he's out damaging Raven. That's probably why he's been able to get so many denies. 6 denies against a CK is no joke.
Yeah. He's going to be incredibly strong this like first nighttime or 2. Like, Brace is just super cost-effective stat item. Top lane, though. They've gone on Abaddon.
And some good damage onto him. Don't quite get the kill with that moment of courage proc, and then they back away. Another hero that's keeping that pressure on, and we're seeing some of the value now. So the salve on Abba, and then he spams Miscoil on In Your Dream. There's new levels to the heal of the carry.
And you were suggesting we might see some Warlock, because theoretically healing 5 positions got indirectly buffed because of the salve nerf. It just made any heals better.
Right. Very interesting. Yeah, and I mean, we're kind of seeing it. I mean, Abba was already good beforehand, but now getting that Miscoil, and it looks like Rune, where is it going to be at? It's up top, and it's an Armel. Can't quite get it. Pop it immediately. Get the coil afterwards. Trying to find a kill here. Bell down low, and won't get the stick charge off afterwards, but still coil used. Puck back to Landon.
Yep. Denied the. It's one of those things where like they did everything to secure the room, but ultimately Fnatic had the higher kill threat there. When it's just a Puck plus Abba versus double support and Storm, there was no real way for the Abaddon to survive his way through that one. So, you know, decent pickup for Fnatic, especially considering it's first blood. So that's definitely a win for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's been no kills, just sort of constant farming in the laning stage.
No obvious like big breadwinners from the laning stage. I feel like both carries doing decently, as well as both mid laners. So it's going to come down to some of these kind of early rotations to the more the side lanes. I feel like.
Right, you got some stacks going on in the jungle for Radiant. They're stacking up that hard camp, which you anticipate we're going to see Storm come and get eventually. Anything else that we need? Actually, he's going to head over there right now on Armel. But you can see that Jab's staying in this lane pretty consistently and a level ahead of the Bloodseeker. You have to be a little bit careful probably at this point for NGX. Considering Storm's off the map, there's a chance that they could rotate with like a dual kill or something.
Yeah, nice time to come kill that stack because it's after that 7-minute mark. So instantly getting your tier 1 items, or at least a couple, including a Fairy's Trinket. So there's your mana cost reduction for the Storm.
Nice.
We'll see if he's still holding on to that one at 40 minutes. Sometimes the case.
Exactly. Because it's just that good. Oh, Fairy's Trinket 2 for the puck. Interesting.
Okay.
All right. And
mid
going in
laners
for
will
the
be pretty
Witchblade.
happy with that. Yeah, Witchblade on puck. Storm, for now, just the treads queued up. We'll see where he goes after that. You mentioned the Orca as a possibility. Sometimes Witchblade. Rune grabbed up top. Neither team was actually trying to secure the 8-minute Rune. They were both a bit late there because of some farming going on, but it's just an illusion Rune, so not something that's going to immediately impact the game.
Ooh, Illusion Rune
Yeah.
in the mid. That toss back with the coil could have been good.
Yeah, if you toss him under the tower there, that may have been enough for a kill. But it's not to be.
So Mizu did end up going for that 4th bracer. And now afterwards queuing up the phase boot. So I'm really curious what he's gonna go for, because I would imagine it's just one big item eventually, right? Like as they'll go again up onto Boomboy and able to find him for the kill. Duel, easy.
There we go. Good first move from Armel. But yeah, I think I mean I'm kind of wondering too, but I also feel like the easy obvious answer is he's just gonna go for BKB first.
Okay.
Like it's the item got nerfed, but there's nothing else in Dota that does what BKB does. So while it's, you know, theoretically like, oh, you don't want to go BKB now because of the nerf, it's still just the best item to buy, at least in my mind.
Right, and it is a little bit strange again, like, because then it's usually you want like a blink or something else with it, but maybe he's just thinking he can get on top of these heroes enough because Puck will find that initial coil or whatever.
Yeah.
But he is going to be a monster to deal with, that's for sure.
Yeah, BKB blink seems a solid kind of mid-game build-up. Has the shard actually queued up for now? Not sure. I mean, he's going to have the gold for the shard well before, actually maybe around the 15-minute mark, so maybe that's just something he's going to really value and prioritize this game.
Could be cool. But so far, again, only the 2 kills, both teams just farming up their items. And while last time there was this like Medusa combo that was really annoying, they're going to battle out for the runes here, and it is going to spawn bottom. DD, that's a big one. Yep. Tossing Alacrity so they can get to the rune that much quicker. Like it.
Secure the runes at all costs. Yeah, back off to top net worth. But at the same time, there's like 4 heroes, 3 of which are on Fnatic's side, all with roughly the same net worth here. So all 3 lanes essentially went well for Fnatic, and then the 2 side lanes for NGX, you know, haven't gone poorly, but didn't quite go as well as, you know, they did on the Fnatic side.
Right.
But
yeah.
This is definitely a timing where some kind of rotations or pushes could happen. 10-minute siege wagons is often where you see these moves, and it does look like Fnatic are keeping quite a few heroes down bottom. It's daytime, so Night Stalker losing a bit of that vision and mobility outside of using Dark Ascension, so they are trying to maybe put some pressure on down here.
And they've
got level 6
TP
wards.
onto Armel.
Yeah,
they thought about going, but they realized as soon as he backs out that they can't go for the kill. Yep. Interesting. So back to farming some more. Maybe a move up top. Yeah.
And these siege wagons are going to be dead, it looks like, before any move happens. So even though they've got Serpent Wards online, it doesn't seem like Fnatic are interested in making that big play or big move right now. They're not rushing any kind of blink dagger on jab. So similar to the last game, it seems like they feel confident in that slower pace farming game, at least with the way we're seeing some early itemization come out.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Another smoke up comes out now. Oakum's going to reveal himself in the mid lane.
I think. It got pinged. It definitely got pinged. I think they weren't under ward vision, but sometimes you see the smoke animation.
Right.
Like because it's nearby your vision, so and it's daytime, so I think Tiny just saw that smoke maybe.
Yeah. Well, now the smoke's going to break. The Abba's hiding behind the tower. They see all of this. And they ping exactly where he is.
They're looking. Armel, Remnant. Okay, they found him.
Okay. And then they drop down. The silence afterwards catches on to DJ here. Are they going to go
Silent.
in? Coil? The heal is there afterwards, but they bring in Mizu, and now a great ward chunk of damage isn't going to be enough to get the kill they do. Double kill from Armel, and now Januel will go down. Only 1 second stun on Mizu, who has to back out, but it won't keep him alive. So 3 for 2, but it was 2 cores taken down.
Yeah.
From NGX.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Pugna, we saw it last patch. We're still saying it here. You get that life train on a hero that's being focused. He kept DJ alive just long enough for the silence to wear off so he could drop those serpent wards. He couldn't get out too many other spells, but those serpent wards kind of surrounded the Bloodseekers, stopped him running in. He had to kill a ward just to retreat back to safety. And also the ward damage on the puck is what helped get that kill. So just really good kind of team fight coordination there from the Fnatic side. And looks like they may fold up with a tower here.
And thinking about going in from mid. Chase him down, gets the pullback, and yeah, it's more than enough. So they find another kill there, and also scanning bottom, so they know that the Abba's here as well. Are you gonna go for another?
I think that was maybe DJ just seeing if it's safe to go farm here. He's like, I kind of want to be greedy and go farm this creeps, but maybe I'll die. Doesn't know where the puck is.
Well,
it's CJ. He's going for this. He's going for some creeps, surely. Yeah,
exactly. Well, an early nice start here for Fnatic. After a very slow laning stage, they make a solid move up top, get that tower. They have stopped some of the pressure onto bottom, although they might go in on DJ here.
Yeah, he's very exposed and knows it. That's why he was, I'm pretty sure that's why he's scanning. He knows his team's pressuring the mid-tier 1 though, and that's why he didn't mind. If he dies there, he doesn't mind because it just allows his team to either take the mid-tier 1 or pressure it, and right now no one is defending it, so he sees no one defending mid. He's like, yeah, they're bottom. If they're not defending mid, they're coming down here.
Get the arcane rune taken away, but this is going to be a tier 1 tower taken. So Fnatic claim a couple of quick objectives. It's very similar to what happened last game. And see if they decide to go in. Is it enough? Nah, they can't get him.
Yeah. Silence CP, nicely done.
But the ping comes out.
35 seconds till nighttime. No, Dark Ascension's up in 10, so they've essentially got nighttime for this fight, but it's just dying too fast. The Serpent Wards, like, they still do a ton of damage to Roshan if they're not dying, and if you have someone to take Roshan, you can still take it just as easily as last match.
All right. Well, a solid move. And Fnatic, they claim Aegis. They took down objectives. NGX are still, you know, in a decent position. They're not falling crazy far behind. They're trying to get into their item timings, but this is some good early momentum from Fnatic.
Yeah, the trade for NGX is they got that bottom tier 1 tower, so now they're able to kind of farm out this Radiant jungle a bit better. And they're also just unable to make these plays or defend stuff right now because it was, one, daytime, and they're waiting on some key items. Like Yokam on Tiny, he needs a Blink Dagger.
Boy. Yeah, he is got the ulti available. They burn it now, gets the pullback, and then afterwards should be able to take him down pretty easily. Although a silence, maybe not. Ugh, barely able to stay alive.
Just a little bit of help from the puck, maybe enough there. And I imagine Fnatic didn't want to overcommit with Armel getting so low on mana. Even with an Aegis, he just doesn't want to waste it here.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Don't know if there's any rotations that are coming in. Already has that BKB done along with the double null talisman. So I guess Pugna is enough to make up for the null tally nerfs.
Yeah, just endless mana stream. And that, I mean, we saw it last game. That's where Storm really felt at its strongest, was with that kind of mana bot behind you. Whether I think Io and Pugna looked like the two best. Koddle was okay, but I think felt like it didn't synergize as well as the other two. But yeah, this Pugna plus Storm combo was brutal.
Well, a DD now bottled on top of the Aegis. You got to imagine Fnatic want to make something happen around this time, and particularly before these BKBs come out, which we know are on the way relatively soon. Puck did decide to go for a Blink Dagger, so you've got some extra mobility there, but the BKB from Storm is just the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, this Storm's going to feel a bit unanswered. You can't really rely on Rupture too much. Night Stalker's just not going to be all too effective. So it does feel like Storm, during BKB, is going to have a very free time in these upcoming fights. I mean, you've got Nate, double Storm, the best Aegis carry in Dota in many ways. So realistically, at this point, for the next 2.5 minutes while Aegis is in play, it's going to be keep away for NGX. They don't want anything to do with fighting into Fnatic.
Did you see some TPs move on in now? Want to keep Mizu alive. Ava, toss, but the BKB now has to run. Coil available when he come out of this one. Boombell has, Boombell has the ulti there and will get brought down eventually. So they force out the BKB from Storm. I mean, that's not too bad.
Oh, I'm sure. Jab sticks around for too long.
This is huge. This is a really big kill.
Yeah. I guess he just thought like, okay, we pushed them away from top. Now they're going to go back to farming, but they were running towards mid because that was the safest direction to run, and they just happened to be a Legion commander there. So, you know, pretty big mistake, I think, in many ways from Jab, because he should have known which way they were retreating, and they just ran right at him.
Letting us know how much damage everybody did to him right there. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. They almost got the bottom tier 2 tower at the same time with those Serpent Wards dropped down. So something gained at the same moment for Fnatic.
Yeah. Definitely, I like the idea from Fnatic where it's like, okay, we're going to leave these wards behind, almost take a tier 2 tower and then defend top and look for a kill. Like they got close to killing more than just the Abaddon, but the problem is the Abaddon keeps everyone alive and allows them to kind of retreat safely, and he's more than happy to throw away his life because he buys so much time with his borrowed time.
Yeah. I'll say NGX have been impressed with their sort of willingness to give up objectives on the map because they don't feel like they can fight yet, and
they're smoking
maybe
for this
another
one,
opportunity here. Silence
nighttime.
Out, jumps. Oh, they don't quite catch the Storm, but they will get the Shaman. Take him down right at the start, but they do have the Netherward down. Armel's completely out of mana. They can just ignore him as they'll focus down the rest of them one by one. This is a super solid fight from NGX. There's nothing on the deck at all. Armel, he can't burn through the Aegis, he can't burn through anything. They're just leaving him alone, taking down the rest of his team one by one by one. A toss back, keeping control of Armel, now taking down Jabs. This was absolutely brilliant by NGX, and Armel, he's gonna get found eventually.
Can they kill him twice, maybe even?
He has
He's got the BKB
afterwards.
Okay.
So
yeah, he held on to that.
Get out of there, I think. Oakham doesn't have a toss, but they will force out the BKB and has to zip away.
Not going to bother chasing. He doesn't have a TP, but with all those mana, he'll get out. But yeah, that's another BKB force down to 7 seconds now. Like, you kind of highlighted it. Like, they just, Storm used all his mana, and then they just completely ignored him. Killing him there and breaking his Aegis, Fnatic win that fight. But they ignore him while just killing everyone else one by one, particularly these supports. Like, heroes like Shaman and Pugna just do so much in a team fight if left ignored. And they just able to hunt these heroes down so easily when they've got heroes like Tiny, Puck, and Night Stalker.
It's, again, one of those nerfs being felt probably. The Null Talisman, you know, you might have enough mana to win that fight with Armel beforehand. Does get a regen rune now, and that is obviously horrifying for any of these teams. Wants to jump in, find one target. Who are they going to get? They find the Bloodseeker, but afterwards, big jump in. The silence is out, keeping him alive for a little bit longer, but they will bring down In Your Dream. Can they take down Jabs afterwards? Armel trying to find one kill. BKB out from Raven, still looking to chase, but they won't go any further.
Yep. Storm's back to full mana now, and his BKB in 20 seconds. One of those scenarios where they could have and wanted to maybe dive for more, but Storm without BKB, this time he's going to have it soon, so he's diving in. He may have just dived into his death, though.
Armel, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, his BKB was 10 seconds away, so like, yeah, okay, that's the new patch, but he knew he didn't have BKB. He zipped into them.
Maybe he only plays by feel and he just forgot.
yeah, he doesn't. He's like, what? Where's my BKB? He's just like a mental Dota magician, but didn't read the patch notes.
Yeah. Well, that is another one of those moments that, I mean, it's giving life to NGX. Fear was talking about some throws coming out. You know, a lot of this has been NGX making really like good decisions about when to fight and when not to fight, but a couple of flubs like that from Fnatic and suddenly, you know, it's pretty on a knife's edge as far as which way this game goes.
Yeah, and it's good to see NGX. They seem to be playing really well and not getting phased by some of these slower starts. I mean, they're a team that has really stuck together and been together. I mean, they made the roster change this tour, but before that, they had been the same 5 for a long time, and they still have 4 of those same 5 players. So I think some of that consistency with their roster always goes a long way for playing games where you start off a little slow.
Totally. Yeah, it's got to feel good to find some type of success. They're already up 1 game, and like in a way that first game is sort of a proof of concept where you're saying we just need to hold out, we need to wait for our timing, and it's a similar thing here. And for Fnatic, I mean, you've got a nice timing with all these BKBs, but the duration on them's getting lower. Every time they have to use one to get out of a fight, it feels pretty bad. Legion has like 20 dual damage right now. We'll have to see where they go from here, but they have to be really judicious on these BKB usages.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it feels like Storm needs that +1 item. He's almost got the Kaya Sanj just so that, he's popping BKB and can't really be touched, but he was quickly running out of mana. Like, he can't rely on this Pugna keeping him kind of juiced up with mana, because Pugna's going to get focused. Every single fight, we're seeing Pugna often be the first to die alongside the Shadow Shaman.
Which has got an interesting talent that had been buffed recently. The Legion Commander +100 overwhelming odds hero damage. Oh. So with 4 melee heroes, that's going to be a lot of damage very rapidly.
Definitely packs a punch.
If you catch 4 heroes, that's like an 800 damage or like almost 1,000 damage nuke or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
It feels like this Legion's been given a lot of kind of space and room to farm and get these items, even though like 6 on net worth, but it just doesn't feel like Jabs is being sacrificed, as is sometimes the case.
Yeah, definitely.
His BKB needs to come out for these upcoming fights. Such an important item to have against the Puck, the Nightstalker Silence. And this Nightstalker now has a BKB of his own. So Mizu winning that race to BKB against the enemy offlaner, and does feel like this next Roshan in 1:20 is going to be one that NGX may have a bit of an edge over because of that BKB.
Yeah, that could make the difference. Although also a DD, not too bad. If they can find a pick off first, and we'll cover Lily right there with the avalanche. But yeah, things to watch for. Also, Aeon Disc ready to be assembled for the Puck if things get a little bit too dicey.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Just don't assemble it now. There's a lot of, chain disables. You've got a Shadow Shaman with days worth of disable, so just being able to assemble it mid-fight can make a big difference.
It's one of those things I remember a while ago, the fact that you couldn't take items out of Winter's Curse, the taunt that comes out from that. I don't remember if that's the case at all for Duel or not. You can mess around with your items.
Like put them in your backpack so you don't kill your teammates or whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember if it's a similar thing with Duel, but I don't think it is. I think you can still assemble then. But nighttime comes around now. Still have Dark Ascension as well, and 10 seconds until Roche respawns. So this is the window. We'll see if Fnatic... I mean, you've still got this CK that has like a lot of room to grow. Do you think that there's pressure on Fnatic to try and make this move towards Roche, or do you think that it's something that can sort of just happen more naturally?
I think more naturally. I don't think there's like overwhelming pressure on either team right now. I think both drafts have ways to scale, and both teams are getting good farm. We'll see a jump on mid. The Abaddon has his ultimate pop. They don't initially follow it up, but it looks like they want to.
Ava, toss, back, catches, BKB out. Umbe still living, eventually killed, but Armel has to be careful now. The Rupture is there.
TP out.
He's out of mana. Do they go for any more? The heal coming from Januel. That's going to keep him alive. So BKB popped yet again from Fnatic. So 70 seconds now. I mean, I really feel like these like BKBs that people were popping so freely previously, it hurts a lot.
It's the BKB for support, which on this new patch may not, like what we just saw, may not be as worth it as it was last patch. Last patch you could do it, chill, farm for a bit, and then be ready for another fight. This time around, you got to chill for an extra 15 seconds, which in games when you're playing around respawn timers for those supports, or just playing around a Roshan, like sometimes that long extra 15 seconds can make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a timing here where Coil is up and the BKB for Storm is not. They're going to have ABBA ulti as well.
Radiant's middle tower is
Like
under attack.
there's windows here. Like they might not even necessarily exploit it right now, but I think that this is something that we're going to see more often as time goes on, is people trying to hit like the timings of when that BKB is like worn off. It's still not off cooldown yet.
I mean, for so many heroes, the BKB is like your second ultimate. Like, it's really just what allows like a hero like Storm to even be able to team fight in a game like this against Puck and Night Stalker. So, see how things fare. Puck is, going to be thinking about that level 25 talent. You can't just buy the Ags anymore. It's now a talent, so it's still a long ways away. But if this game does go late, they have that extra option to answer BKBs.
Couple interesting items picked up. We've got the Blastrig for Night Stalker, Elven Tunic for the Bloodseeker, Cloak of Flames for the Legion, and then nothing else really picked up yet. So still some timings here as Fnatic, they're going to head into the pit. Now there is vision over here. I think that they saw them walk in. They might not quite have caught sight of them, but this is going to go down so quickly.
Yep. I think they saw Night Stalker bottom too, which is why they felt a little bit safe to do this. They just killed it too fast.
Ooh, bashed by Roche. They popped the BKB from Raven, but they'll get that Aegis.
Middle tower is under attack.
I don't mind that from Raven. It's one of those, you see this Tiny come and scout you, and you know they may just jump as Roche is dying, so he plays it safe. And they've still got 5 minutes of Aegis timing, so they don't mind having to wait 1 minute of that for this BKB cooldown.
And again, NGX, they've got BKB, now Blink done on Mizu as well. He's trading out the bracers, but obviously getting more value now that we hit the 25-minute mark.
Oh, yeah.
And the ABBA getting towards the Wraith Pact as well. Do we have one on Fnatic's side? Doesn't look like it. No real great hero to buy it, but Pugna has sort of the value one with the ward. Jump. Finds the ABBA. Should be fine here. Tries to get out. Spider legs won't quite keep him alive, but Alacrity? Leisha, jump away.
I tried to. I mean, I don't think he was going for any kills with that Doom Call. I think he was just trying to save the ABBA, but.
Ooh.
Fnatic are smoked. They're instantly looking for another kill here. They've got Blink Shaman and Blink Legion Commander, so any hero they find should be instantly caught by these disables.
They did smoke right on top of that ward that the ABBA dropped.
Okay.
So they know that this is going on. And yeah, you can see that Nigma, they back out, going to head up towards the top side. And we'll see if I doubt they're going to try and fight. It seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, and, they put the ward on the cliff in the kind of obvious place. So NGX may be expecting that. They were kind of everyone was just heading towards the safety of their base and sticking together.
Backs away there. They still see one on the bottom. They saw Raven, and they know that there's no carry with them.
Yeah, that's maybe why they're poking at Jabs. Jabs doesn't have all the follow-up that he'd maybe hoped to, so he doesn't want to go for any kind of a duel right away. And Fnatic just playing the map for now, trying to chase opponents where they can without overcommitting, and also trying to out-farm their opponents, taking over the enemy Ancients, and now trying to take this bottom tier 2 tower, which they already got very low.
Raven is very large right now. The AC done, has the BKB. This is a scary time for Nigma, for sure. We'll see if they can go for some type of a toss-back play or something like that, but for now, just send out the illusions. They're baiting this one, hoping that they'll see a quick jump on him, but not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's microing it the way he would a hero, so yeah, he wasn't fully committed to the deception there, as they're going to swing mid, go for the tier 2 tower, even dropping the Serpent Ward. So your call, NGX. Do they want to try and defend this? They've smoked up as if they do. Can they find that jump on the backlines? They've got to get this Pugna and Shaman.
Looking for him. Armel TP's out. Ooh, this could be bad. He TP'd top. He can't be here. ABBA toss, caught one. Getting well in trouble. Wombi tries to chase down. They will find this Pugna most likely, but don't know if they'll be able to quite catch Jabs. Jump turn? Excuse me? Tries to take down the Bloodseeker and actually just kills them. Oh, a huge play. And Jabs, BKB, TP's out of there. He's gone.
He made it out, yeah.
Raven?
So they
so
did
2 supports, and they will get out with
Oh,
Raven
okay.
too, it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like Shaman was out. I guess he tried to re-engage because he saw, you know, the Legion and Pugna made a really cool play there. NGX, they want to ignore Pugna. They found this Pugna, and they're just like, this is not worth it. We need to get these other heroes. They're the high-value targets. They were just ignoring the Pugna as long as possible, and finally they're like, oh, man, we can't catch anyone. Guess we kill this Pugna. And that's where Jabs made his great individual play to get a nice dual kill and get out as well safely. That was a huge find when you kill enemy Bloodseeker.
Oh, definitely. It's super annoying to have to play against that instant turn that you get with the duel, and it's what you talked about, right? He's had a really good game on Jabs so far, and the dual damage starting to build up. Could be a problem. Ooh, Raven. Playing like a crazy person.
Radiant structures are
Age is going to
fortified.
expire in 40. They glyph the wave to keep it alive. Toss back, finds one. It's the Shaman. That's a good one to get. But then the Aghanim, they managed to pop the ulti afterwards to keep a couple alive. And now, in your dream, with the Rupture onto Raven, can they kill him off in time? Just beating into him one by one. Turns on Darmel. The BKB wears off. They kill off the Abba. Now another pull on Yokum. And that will be enough. But you can see they were willing to dive in like that. A good decision not to go for the full kill onto CK, though.
Yeah. And this Bloodseeker has a lot of movement speed and thirst stacks to kind of fight around while they're still low, but that's why Fnatic want to back off and heal themselves back up. Aegis is now expired, so definitely scary hours now for Fnatic if they want to try and force a fight again, particularly around that enemy base where there's, you know, they're going to have to expect that they're going to be playing around buybacks and whatnot, so they're going to be hoping to find some kind of good, clean initiation where they're not overcommitting.
BKBs are only there for the offlaners at the moment. Still 30 seconds on Chaos Knights, but it looks like they're just going to split up now. So will be the end of the high ground siege. Nigma need to get out on the map because they're starting to fall into a little bit of a deficit in terms of this net worth lead. 7K now into Fnatic's favor. Fnatic looking really strong. And, I mean, if they find a pick off here, this would be huge for them. Smoke up again.
Yeah, it's always that scary pickup potential. Legion and Shaman insta-disables for days, and that's where it's a game where Boombui on this Abba has to be positioned and playing so well. Either frontlining to tank these smoke gangs, or sitting right behind the Korzai gang jump to protect them with the Aphotic Shield.
He's had a very good game for himself so far. We saw in that time, too, the answer that they kind of have for this electric vortex, right? You pop the ulti on the Abba himself, and then you can just Aphotic Shield one of your other cores.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he's, 1-7, but I feel like it's a good thing that his 7 deaths. Like, he's more than half the deaths of this game. The fact Fnatic haven't been able to kill other heroes in this game is really testament to how well the Abaddon has done.
Another potential siege down bottom. E-Blade now done for the puck, and they're going to drop down wards along with the CK illusion. So not needing to commit that much, but still get a ton of damage onto this tower. Sort of echoes what we saw previously from the Visage.
They don't have a good way to clear these serpent wards. Like, once they kill all the creeps, it's fine, and then they just send in the Abba. But, like, Bloodseeker doesn't want to expose himself on the front lines because he's going to get blink jeweled, I feel like. He's the one where with a blade mail, he just kills himself on the blade mail if he gets jeweled. So he can't frontline, and we're seeing it kind of affect the way NGX have to play this game. Like, I think In Your Dream's response to letting his teammates, Mizu, even the Abaddon, frontline on his behalf is the correct one. It's just, it's tricky to find that initiation.
Yeah. Almost need to get to a Satanic or something in a little bit. Armel. They jump, find the Pugna right at the start, trying to kill him off. The silence is there, not letting him get down that ward, but the jump, the duel, it's there, but the lifesteal keeping alive this Bloodseeker for as long as possible, but the jump, eventually they get the finish. Boomboy tries to pop the ulti, get himself out of there. Raven left alone with 3 already dead. Can he do it all on his own? He might be able to, actually. But afterwards, they're going to pop that blaster, keep him alive, and 4 go down. And GX, they win another fight.
Yeah, just honestly disaster for Fnatic, that fight. They tried to take the same approach what we saw before, which is this blink duel on Bloodseeker, but he had just enough sustain and lifesteal. I think the Abaddon, with the Vlads as well as some miscoils, just keeping him alive there. And as a result, Fnatic had to overcommit. Storm had to use most of his entire mana pool just to get that kill on Bloodseeker, and then all he could do was BKB TP out. He had like 200 mana after that zip. So fight was just over for Fnatic at that point, and they have to ditch this Chaos Knight, and it puts them in such a bad spot.
Yeah, the game is looking very weird for Fnatic. Like, you have elements of it that look good. Again, you're getting dual damage. That feels like eventually it could turn into something. And if there is one plus side to this, it's that Nigma don't really have a tower hitter at all to punish things afterwards, right? Like, who's punching buildings for them?
Hey, you got that tiny.
I guess. I don't know, man.
No, you're very right. They really don't. Like, these melee heroes that don't really want to expose themselves to support tiny, so yeah, they don't get anything immediately. Like, they can't even go take an enemy tier 2 tower. There's a tier 1 standing top, so NGX is just waiting and hoping for that next good team fight, as well as potentially that next Roshan. Although Roche is another thing their draft doesn't take particularly well. They're going to have to basically win a fight first in order to get Roshan.
Well, it'll be something to watch for. Take the Shackles duration as well as the Hex cooldown for Shaman. So opting for more of this single target control style that we're seeing from them. Other things to watch for is Roche capable of responding right now. Fnatic did use their scan, turned green on the Roche pit. And in the meantime, Ilkum just comfortable sitting here in that little hideaway spot where you can see if they decide to run in. Because this has been the downfall for NGX the last couple of fights, right? That they haven't been able to even come and contest for Roche. They don't want to give it up again on this third one.
Yep, absolutely. Both teams just posturing around that pit. Fnatic looking to make sure they stay stuck together. And now we do have that Wraith packed up on Abaddon. So that's another tool that they can use to, I would generally keep this Bloodseeker alive. He seems to be the one getting jeweled every time. But whoever's getting, blink jeweled, the key thing in these fights is keeping them alive.
You can see Dream Coil pierces magic immunity.
Oh, they've got it.
Puck has it done. This is such a big window for them now.
Yeah. I mean, this Puck is honestly just having a huge game. Like, not getting the kills, 1, 1, and 9, but just doing so much damage, constant spam. Octarine Core plus E-Blade, Aeon Disc, like, I think Alacrity has just itemized perfectly this game to be such a nuisance and to scale really well.
Yeah, it's going to go for that Revenant's Brooch next as well. So we'll have a way to just pop E-Blade and then start punching people.
Yep.
Sounds very scary. Roche is up. Aghanim Scepter in the pit. Yoakum has not left his little sentry place here. Does need to be careful when the eventual Shiva's guard comes out.
Yeah. Is this one of those spots where you can't actually scout him when you're in the pit? I think there's, I don't know if they fixed all those. Okay, so even if they go in the pit, they may not see him unless they walk like right over him.
Right. They'll Shiva's though, most likely with Storm, and that's where he's going to get punished. We'll see here in a second though. They're moving on in. Does he pop the Shivas? Armel not popping the Shivas. They know this is going on. Pop your Shivas, Armel, please. He's right there. He's ready to go. At a moment's notice. Oh my God, they don't know. They don't know. They got to be so careful here. They're ready to jump in a moment. The Avatar's caught, killed. They snatched the Aegis. Yoakum, you beautiful man. Do they have enough afterwards, though? The duel is there, but they got more than enough to keep him alive. Can they keep him alive all the way? No. Actually, they don't. Raven turned, went for the fight, and blew him up. And now with Puck dead, even though they had a great way to spot all of that going into the pit, they still get punished. Fnatic.
Yeah. Like every other fight up until now, it seemed like NGX were dominating. And the first fight, they have perfect vision, perfect timing of initiation. It doesn't go their way. And I think a big part of it goes back to what set them up for success previously, jumping the supports and just playing around like that enemy squishy backline. And this time around, they're trying to go on this Aegis and snatch it away and kill the cores of the ones hitting Aegis. As a result, Shaman's able to get off all his spells. Pugnus just sitting back, not really dying with an Aeon Disc. So Fnatic just able to keep these key heroes alive because of the fact the initiation was focused on Roshan.
Now, there is one thing that's going to change about this, which is they got the Aghanim Scepter, and they have it on Abba now. So a way to keep everybody survivable. They're hanging on for the moment, not popping that borrowed time. They get the leash, backs away afterwards, also have the cheese on Mizu. So even though they got the Roche kill, there's still a lot gained for Nigma.SEA here.
Yeah. Yeah, so they got everything, right? Cheese, Aghanims, and Aegis. Although they did lose the Aegis right away. I mean, Fnatic, they're down on overall gold here. Not that at 41 minutes you're really thinking about that or even aware of it. But they're going to be forced to at least back off now with all these heroes respawning, and it's smoke time for NGX. They want to catch Fnatic by surprise, see what kind of a jump they can get. They need to go back to what worked before. Try and jump the back lines.
Can they get him? Can they get him? Looks, jumps, Ava, toss, caught, and Raven. Do they decide to go? Boomba, he's got the ulti. He's going to pop it now. All the heal coming out to try and keep these heroes alive. Will it be enough, though? Mizu tries to back out. They have the duel, but it's not nearly enough to take down Inner Dream. Tries to back out, gets away. Mizu turns, silence there, needs to heal back up. They want to go back in for round 2, and they'll do it. The Tiny solo eventually will fall, but with Raven dead, maybe they can go for some more here. Puck blinks in, finds one. DJ gonna get the Hex off, keeping him alive and in your dream in for round 2. But they got the E-Blade out, and now they turn and kill off the Abba. Now trying to kill off DJ. Do they have enough to bring him down? They will. So they do. Oh, Bash! The Bash, what? Armel, no, not like this. Oh, that is so frustrating and barely able to keep in your dream alive. Everything for the Bloodseeker.
Big fight. Very swingy fight. That fight really could have gone either way. I think, again, we see NGX. They see the target, the CK first, but initially the fight looked, to me, kind of bad for them because these, like, Shaman got it for full duration shackles. Pugna was just sitting back, life draining his cores, keeping them alive. So the reason it goes their way is because of Puck doing so much constant damage. The Octarine core with the, you know, reduced cooldown, like double Ethereal Blade over a 16-second period. It was just constant damage from this Puck. And as a result, they were able to outlast Fnatic, and Bloodseeker surviving on like a couple hundred health at various points in the fight. They just weren't able to quite bring him down.
Yeah, it's really clutch. And I mean, even with this Linken's, he's been getting caught by this duel. But I think one of the big changes now is having this Wraith Pack on Abba, like we talked about, and having that at Aghanim Scepter. So when he starts taking the damage, the Mistcoils come out. And, you know, there's other dangerous things that are potentially on the docket as well for him. This Holy Locket that he's going to have, very scary stuff. Now, Jabs is still doing a ton of damage in these fights, but I don't know. How do you see these working out? The later this goes, I'm feeling better and better about Nigma.
I honestly don't fully know. Like, the Abaddon just seems like it's been such a game changer this game. Like, now with an Axe Scepter doing so much, but I do feel like, you know, Legion late game with level 25 plus the crazy scaling we're seeing. He has a Penta-Edge sword, has a Basher now himself.
Yeah.
Like, there is some crazy scaling coming out of this Legion. But you know, this is not any Null Talisman Storm gaming. He's already dropped all the nulls. But level 25 Storm with these items is still pretty scary in late game as well.
I guess that's fair. I'm looking now at Legion's damage, and it's at 400 a right click. And then also has Blade Mail on top of that. That's very scary. Oh, interesting. Puck decided to go back instead of finishing the Revenant's Brooch, got the overwhelming blink. That's the way to deal with those illusions.
Yeah, more AoE damage, so why not? Both teams are running into each other soon. Boombell shows himself here.
Aeon Disc immediately popped. Still living for the moment. Haven't been able to force out the ulti from Abba. And so with the vision advantage, now Fnatic have to be careful. They catch sight of him, jumps in. As soon as they drop the coil, they will connect onto 2. Has to be careful. Ooh, nice play there.
Yeah, breaking with the Stormcrafter.
Can they get out any further? In some trouble, trying to keep him alive. Yoka brought down low. Mizu trying to find the backlines. He hasn't popped the ulti yet. He does finally now, and a ton of heal coming out, but it's not enough. This is not looking like a great fight for Nigma. They have to get the heck out of here. They're gonna lose the Abba. And will they find anybody else afterwards? It doesn't look like it.
Full retreat as Fnatic look for more with their blink jumps, but they're not going to find it initially. Really good fight though for them there. Great, some, you know, Armel using his Stormcrafter to break the Dream Coil on the edge there. Very high skill stuff from him, just enabling him to get out of Dream Coil, then instantly jump back in. And Fnatic are hunting for more, but they're not going to find a whole lot here, so not something that leads to any kind of key objective. Roshan's still down for at least another couple of minutes. They may try and force a buyback. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like they can.
That's one of those things that if he can do that consistently on Armel, like, because again, for anybody that doesn't know, you get to the very edge of where the Dream Coil is going to break. You pop Stormcrafter and it will snap without stunning you. I mean, obviously you've got other answers, like you can walk out and then Legion purges you or whatever, but this is a huge component of like the ability to control the storm. They need to make sure that they take full advantage when Coil is down of like actually punching him. But we'll see. Press the attack, AoE, and giving BKB to all of these illusions. What can they do now for Nigma?
Yeah, AoE spell immunity, pretty damn good. But just the tier 3 tower claim, again, similar to what we saw with the bottom lane push. You just send in some illusions, maybe some serpent wards, and just play it safe with the push. I think the key thing we're seeing here in the late game is as Fnatic supports get more farm, they can just they don't just instantly die. Like Pugna having an AoE just means, you know, by default he's going to be able to survive, and you kind of have to find a new target. DJ's just got enough farm that he can kind of go Scepter, force stuff away, get out of that Night Stalker silence, then throw out some hexes. So he's not able to just get instantly killed as well. So does feel like the recipe for success that NGX has of kill the supports to start the fight is not as easily done here in the late game.
No, it's much more difficult. They're starting to get some answers for it too. Nullifier done for Night Stalker, but likewise, the power that you get from a Storm Spirit with Aghanim Scepter and going towards this Refresher, it can completely turn the state of the fight around. And like with, you know, overwhelming odds being thrown into it, there's so much damage that can be thrown out there. Any other big level 25s that are coming out? The Dark Ascension cooldown. Let's see. We've also got the Abba borrowed time cooldown reduction. And Bloodseeker, not quite 25. He's definitely been hurting in terms of those levels, not surviving through the battles.
So one of the big ones maybe is this Shaman Hex break. That could potentially stop like a borrowed time.
They find Raven, looking for the jump. Now finding the Abba, it's not enough. BKB's already out from In Your Dream, trying to turn and beat him down to death. Jabs, he's silenced, gets in there, but it comes too late. He wasn't able to get it in time. Now the duel, the taunt is there, but all the heal coming out, keeping him alive. This is exactly what Nigma Galaxy.SEA want. Abba, toss, pullback. Nobody has died yet on Nigma as they turn their sights onto these supports. Pugna goes down, has to buy back, but they do find the kill onto the Buck. Now Jab trying to bring down Mizu, but so many misses. They can't quite get him. Armel in for round 2. The buybacks were all they needed. 3 buybacks, huge plays.
And having that enemy outpost, they could all TP right back into the fight. They have to wait, you know, that 5-6 seconds, but they were able to get right back in. Here's like Storm and, well, now Shaman coming back into this fight, just making such a massive difference. And Roche is going to drop before anyone can contest it. They buy back on the Puck, but I think that's just because he knows they're going to be running down these lanes and going for tier 4s and Throne potentially, if not Mega Creep. So you're going to have to buy back regardless here as Fnatic win the big team fight.
Yeah, that is exactly what they needed. And the buybacks are really where the battle is going to get played out right now. You saw even there the Bloodseeker like going to farm up more camps because he knows he's going to need it in this next battle. 300 gold away. Mizu doesn't have it yet. He is 800 gold away. Double bounty runes. How close does that get him? 600 gold. It's still not going to be here in time. So 40 seconds without the Night Stalker. Tiny is about to have his buyback back off cooldown, but Fnatic, they can get a lot here.
Yeah, it should be 1, maybe 2 lanes of Raxus, depending. Oh, they're going to go for the tier 4s. They want to end it, maybe.
They need just a little bit more time. They do have the Tiny backup now, though. He's going to need to buy back. We'll see if they go for the whole thing. But they got to be careful. Tier 4's being hit.
Armel's going for the Raxus, so they're not fully committed to this.
Yeah, this is a little bit weird. Press the attack, use. Now the stun. Double wards, drop down everything, and Armel gets the pullback, trying to keep alive In Your Dream. Will it be enough, though? The heals, it's not quite there. Will they bring him down? They can't quite get him, but they do. And no buyback on that Bloodseeker. He didn't quite have enough. They completely bring him down one by one, and with the throne falling, Fnatic say, screw the battle. We're going for the throne. GG.
Oh, 2 crazy games. You know, neck-and-neck battles where both teams go into the mid-game with a pretty, you know, even farm. And it really, again, it comes down to execution. Like these team fight execution, where you find these pickoffs is what ultimately seems to be the difference maker in these games.
Yeah, and that the like you talked about, like having that outpost there. I saw somebody when they walked back in, he just looked like he couldn't believe what was going on. The whole team, DJ obviously just cool as a cucumber, but Armel was losing his mind a little bit as well. What a freaking turnaround! We're gonna have to take a look at some of those graphs afterwards because they absolutely stole that one away on Fnatic. Very well played.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is week one, like match one for a lot of these teams, but the pressure is there every single week because of how few series you play. This series could be the difference between going to the major or not. I mean, I feel like we said it every time teams are playing with the format, right. But we're game 3 between Fnatic and NGX. I'm excited. I'm hyped. Like Fnatic came in as obvious favorites, but definitely NGX have really brought some great Dota as well.
It's what we want to see. More of this, please, across all of it. But for now, at least, we're going to head to a quick break. And when we get back, the panel will break down all the action. Wild game 1, wild game 2. Hopefully we get the same in game number 3. See you then.